Today we're joined by Hornswoggle. Swoggle, now that's what your new name is.
Yeah.
Going by. Cool. Well, it's an honor having you here with us. It's been years
like
in the making.
It's like I'm on the casting couch right now.
Exactly.
It's one of those private videos.
The very first question I'm going to ask you, and to me it's a very important question. You're a huge RF video fan.
Huge.
Yes. And we've talked for years, and we've always talked about doing one together, and here we are, finally. What is your very first shooting review you ever saw from RF video?
I think it was Hall and Nash.
Hall and Nash?
I want to say it was Hall and Nash, their shoot. Them or just Nash alone. I think Hawkins brought it on the road.
Right.
And him, and Kofi. Kofi and I were traveling together. And I want to say that that's the first one that I really watched. And I was hooked, mostly because Nash is insane. But also he's like my hero now. I love him. Him and Cornette are my 1 and 2.
Right.
I love the two of them.
And you got to meet Corny last night for the first time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That is awesome. What is your favorite interview you've ever watched?
Cornette's anything by Cornette.
Yeah.
You say Russo at all, and you see his blood start boiling. I love it. I love anything Cornette, which is crazy because I'm a huge Young Bucks kind of guy and hokey shit and spotty stuff. But so that's like my only gripe. It's like, I love him, but he hates my kind of wrestling.
Right. Let's talk about life growing up. Were you a big wrestling fan growing up?
Huge. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about football, baseball, basketball, nothing. All I cared about was wrestling. That was my only passion. Like, it's crazy because that's all. And I have a friend, Josh Binder, who him and I knew each other since 3rd grade and instantly clicked because of wrestling. And then we eventually got trained together and all that. He still works Independence today. But it's just always been my passion. And now my son, it's his passion too. That's all he cares about is wrestling.
Right.
So it's every time like I bring him over to my dad's, all he's talking about wrestling or playing with his figures. You can see my dad, like he's like, man, just like you. It's exactly like you.
When were you first exposed to the business?
I think my brother, like through wrestling figures, he was playing with his wrestling figures. And I was like, oh, I want those. And so my parents had to buy us this. I had to buy separate ones for me, so I didn't just steal his all the time. First thing I remember is Warrior Hogan from Mania 6, though. It's like my first memory.
Did you go to house shows when WWE would come to town?
Random when I was older, like 8 or 10. That's when I started going here and there, but not really that much.
Talk about your upbringing in Wisconsin.
And
when did you first know that you were different from other kids growing up?
Probably like 5 or 6 when I had my back surgery. I had my back surgery, all midgets, and I like that term. That's what I am. I'm a little person. I'm a dwarf, but I'm a midget too. You can't put little person wrestling on a flyer because people are like, what is that?
Right.
What does that entail? So most midgets are born with scoliosis real bad. So I have to have back surgery. I had my first back surgery, ended up paralyzed because they messed it up. Got flown to Minneapolis, had another one. They put a metal rod in my back and cut out a rib and fused that in my back too. And they said no trampolines and no contact sports. Which, I mean, I didn't see myself. All I wanted to do was be a wrestler. Even at that age. Yeah, because it's like wanting to be a fireman or a superhero. I wanted to be a professional wrestler.
Right.
But it's one of those dreams that, like, as a kid, my parents were like, he wants to be Spider-Man too, probably. Like,
you'll all grow it.
Wasn't taken seriously, but that's all I wanted to do.
What sort of life experiences did you have? Were you bullied early on?
Never. Shouldn't say never, but very rarely. I never viewed myself as a little person, and like my close friends never did either. I was very easy to get along with all the time. And that transferred to the locker room too. I was always one of the easy ones to get along with. I don't know. I never took myself too seriously. You can't, especially in this business. You can't either.
Was dating tough for you early on?
Yeah, I never did.
Okay.
Until like senior year of high school, maybe.
Right.
I never did.
When did you first get in love with wrestling? Obviously, after you started playing with the figures, and then
I just started watching tapes and watching Superstars on Saturday or Sunday mornings and WWF All Star Wrestling and that stuff, primetime wrestling, all that stuff. That's why I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Who were some of the guys that you really worshipped as a little kid? Like
Ultimate Warrior.
He's my number one. Your guy?
He's my number one. I hated Hulk Hogan. I didn't just because Warrior was my guy. Ultimate Warrior, Doink the Clown, and 1-2-3 Kid.
Sean.
Those were like, it was like my 3 guys because Doink was a character and I loved characters. 1-2-3 Kid was this small guy flipping all around, especially at that time. You never saw that kind of stuff. And Warrior obviously was just Warrior. You know, he was my first one.
Did you get to talk to him when he came in?
Yeah, he did. So he did Mania 30, and all I wanted to do was meet him. And I met him at that Raw the night before he passed. Walked up to him, shook my hand. He asked me to get a picture. He said, "Can we take a photo?" He told his wife, Dana, he said that he just told me I'm the reason that he got in the business. It's like awesome. And it was great. It was awesome.
Intense personality.
Yeah, but not then. He was calm. He
Right.
was so calm then. And it was awesome to meet him. Really cool.
So your dreams when you were young was to get into the business.
Mm-hmm.
You go to did you said you never went to any house shows at all?
Very rare.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I might have went to 10 live shows altogether as a kid and growing up.
So you told your family you wanted to get into the business and kind of blew it off. At what point did you say, all right, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make the leap and get into the business. How did you go about it?
12 or 13, we started backyard wrestling in our bedroom. Me and my 2 stepbrothers and my 2 buddies would tape ourselves just wrestling in the bedroom. And that was Attitude Era, so everything was cool. Wrestling was awesome again. And then we went to another we ended up going in the backyard, mattresses and stuff, and then we found a backyard company in Appleton, Wisconsin that had a legit ring and everything, but it was set up, it was made out of wood and all this, and you could hit the ropes and jump off them, so we kind of met up with them, and that's how I came into the business.
Was the fact that midget wrestling had become passé ever concern you when you were trying to get into the business?
No.
No.
I never viewed myself as a midget ever when I worked. I was always just a small guy.
If wrestling hadn't worked out, what do you think you would have been doing?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. I wanted to be a radio DJ just to pick something, and I wanted to be an x-ray technician just to pick something.
Right.
Don't see myself ever doing that.
What about Ken Anderson? Early memories of Ken. And is it true that he trained you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was 2 other guys trained me, but he was a part of it. Quite a bit actually. He was always the guy in Wisconsin and in the Midwest that he knew he was going to get signed. He knew it. He had the look.
the it factor?
Yeah. He had the look. He had the charisma, and he could work. And it was the 3 things that you need to make it, and he always had it.
What are your early memories of Ken as a person?
Good dude.
Good guy?
Yeah, great guy back then. Beat the shit out of us in camps. Especially my buddy Bender. I don't know why, he just never seemed to take a liking to him. He was just hard on him. And it was one of those things where it's like, oh man, this sucks. Ken's here today. We can't, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you.
Right.
So, but I got trained the same as everyone else. I took the same bumps. I took everything. Exactly the same.
Was the physical aspect of the business difficult for you at all?
No.
Or did it come pretty easy, like bumping?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it because it's all I wanted to do. And we'd do it once a month before shows, and that was it. So it's not like we did it a ton, like a regular camp. But we loved it. We all loved it.
How hard was it for you to get acclimated into working in the ring?
Easy.
Easy?
It's all I cared about. It's all, like I said, it's all I wanted to do. So, excuse me. So it was one of those things that, again, came easy to me. It didn't come easy to me, but I knew I could do it once I learned.
You never wanted to quit? You just...
No.
Okay.
Never.
Memories of some of the early independents you worked in Wisconsin. I believe Fox Valley Wrestling. And
that was the backyard fed, Fox Valley Wrestling Alliance. But ACW.
Did you guys draw? Or was it just pretty much filming it?
It was an indie.
Right.
It was an indie. Then I would go for Carmine Espirito and MAW down in Milwaukee.
I know Carmine.
And I would do a very... I was only like doing weekend stuff. I never took it seriously. Like I never took, oh man, I'm going to make a career out of indie wrestling. It was never my shtick. I worked at Target and I did this on the side.
NWA Wisconsin, who's that?
That was Jason Jerry, which it was ACW NWA Wisconsin.
Okay.
Mike Krause and then Jason Jerry.
Around this period of time, was there any guys that you worked with on the indie scene that you thought should have made it but never got into the business? Never got further? Probably
no, not really. I mean, I worked shows with Aries and Davari and Ken, obviously, and Silas Young.
Right.
They all did something eventually. And it was kind of like one of those things where when it was their time, they got called up and they got signed.
How long were you doing the indies for before WWE?
Less than a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's insane.
So you trained, how long were you training for?
I trained in 2003. I was on a show 3 months in. I had my first match 6 months in. And then I got signed. Actually, no, 2 years. 2 years about. Then I got signed.
How did that come about? How did you get hired by the WWE? Was it a regular tryout, or were they looking for?
No, they were looking for midgets to work with Fit. But it was even before that. I get a call from Ken saying, "Hey, we need you as an extra." Okay, well, come on. No, the office is gonna call you. Howard Finkel called me. You're gonna be an extra in Green Bay. No, in Milwaukee for a Raw. It was me, Goldust, Snitsky, and Candace in like a backstage segment. Just a random midget they needed. Great. Excuse me. I overheard word, someone asked me, I think it was like Paul London, someone like that, asked me at Raw, are you trying out to be with Fit? I said, no, why? Well, they're training midgets out to be with him. Awesome. So I went up to Fit. Hey, could I come to Green Bay tomorrow to try out? Yeah, of course. I go up to Tony Gurria, who's in charge of extras at the time. Hey, Fit wants me to come tomorrow. Is that okay? Fit said this? Yeah. Well, I guess so, yeah. Awesome. Great. So I ended up going to Green Bay. Wait till eventually Fit is ready. We go in the pre-tape room, and all right, let's try an Irish accent. I can't do accents. I've never been able to. And I bomb. And finally he says, maybe we'll just do a regular one. And I bomb that too. All right.
Who was in the room when you were doing the promos?
It was me and Fit. Brawler was recording it. And a couple other camera guys in there. But that was it. No writers or agents or anything, obviously. But because Fit was in charge. I mean, Fit picked who he wanted. He was the one. They were trying out guys for a month or two at this point, for a while. I left just pissed off. I'm screwed. I really messed that up, kind of thing. I go home. A week later, I want to say, I get a call from Ken again. Hey, Tommy Dreamer is going to be calling you. Whatever. So then then it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I get like 5 or 6 blocked calls. I'm a a late teenager at the time.
Right.
I may have been behind on some credit card bills, so I'm not gonna answer these because it's probably collectors.
No 203 area code?
No, it's always blocked. Always from the office, always blocked. So then I eventually listened to the message. It's Dreamer, Dylan, this is Tommy. We want to offer you a contract. I really wish you'd answer my calls because we want to give you some money. And he leaves the number. I call him. Hi, Dylan. Nice of you to finally call me back. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a rib, man. I'm sorry. We want to offer you a contract. Howard Finkel will be calling you. Awesome. It was elated. Beyond elated. Just crazy. I should have never made it, and I was getting signed that day. So.
Did they have, what was your first deal? Like, how long was it for?
3 years.
You get right off the bat, 3-year deal?
No, 1 year. 1 year deal.
Okay.
And the next one was 3.
Okay, we were talking about you got called back and they gave you a 1-year deal, pretty much. What are your initial memories of meeting Vince McMahon? Do you remember your first meeting with Vince, or was there no first meeting with Vince?
I mean, there wasn't a meeting. It was, hey, this is what you're going to do. Let's do a rehearsal of it. Okay, awesome. And he told me what he wanted me to do and the character. Like
Vince did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was me, him, Fit, probably Michael Hayes maybe at the time. I don't remember, even Johnny maybe. But yeah, and he just said you're gonna be this vicious leprechaun that lives under the ring, and you're not gonna talk. You're just gonna grunt and groan and yell, and that's it.
When you were hired, was there any promise of this being a long-term deal, or was this just going to be a quick?
No, I later I heard it was supposed to be 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and it somehow turned into almost 10 years.
Wow. What are your thoughts on Dave Finlay? Memories of working with Dave, and what was he like to work with?
He's the best. He's the absolute best. Smartest man in wrestling. Easily the smartest man in wrestling. I have him to thank for my full career. He did everything for me. He went to bat for me a lot of times. He made sure that they didn't take advantage of me. The writers didn't write me in too much and make me lose my specialty. And he always made sure that my stuff made sense. Always.
What are some very important, valuable lessons that you learned from Dave Finlay? And anything stick out that really rings a bell?
Just again, telling, like, making sure, hey, make your stuff matter. Make what you're doing matter, because you're a specialty around here. You don't want to ever turn into a normal member of the roster.
Wow. Did you take that to heart?
Not at that time. Later in my career, I definitely thought about it more and more.
Was he open to the gimmick at the beginning, or did he just, did it take...
It was his idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was his idea. So he wanted to do it in WCW. It never happened, and then he pitched it to Vince in WWE, and Vince loved it. And so, yeah, the whole thing was his idea.
Wow. Paul Burchill, that was your very first angle. You came to SmackDown. That was your debut. What are your memories of your debut on SmackDown?
Nervous as shit. It was supposed to happen at Judgment Day 2 days before. Then Vince said, no, we're going to hold it off because more people see the TV shows than the pay-per-views. So we're going to hold it off. And I'm almost glad they did. I don't know why, but it was awesome to debut on SmackDown 3 days before my birthday.
Oh, wow. That's a good birthday present.
Yeah, hell yeah.
How hard was it being the newest guy in the locker room?
So the first people I rode was Daivari and Kali and Mark Henry. That was our car, the four of us.
That's very interesting.
It's a circus. It's a circus, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
But because I knew Daivari from the Indies.
Right.
Ken was hurt at the time, so I didn't ride with him. But I was very accepted in the locker room quick, I have to say. Again, I think that's just how I am. I'm easy to get along with, I think. Especially then, I was just turned 20. I was a kid still.
Jeez.
Young kid, so.
What were the biggest mistakes you see guys make that causes them to end up with a lot of heat in the locker room?
Don't get too comfortable too quick. You see these guys, the first people on the plane and on the buses overseas, and the buses is one thing, but it's like, don't get too comfortable. The minute you get comfortable, to me, it's like you get comfortable, and that's when you don't want to get better. And so when I trained my kids at our school back home, I said, always have the mindset of you're good, but you can get better. Don't ever be, I'm good.
As far as with you, who's like the one guy that really looked out for you and kept you out of trouble? Was it Fit?
I wouldn't say kept me out of trouble.
But looked out for you and was your mentor.
He was my dad. Him and then Dreamer. Those were my two dads. I still text both of them on every Father's Day saying, "Hey guys, happy Father's Day, Dad." And it's Fit literally was a dad to me, and legitimately, I was like his son on the road.
How did you get close with Tommy?
He was on the road, and I don't even remember how we got close, but we instantly clicked. And again, he's another one that he was my Fit and him were my two dads. Right. And it could be two completely different guys, but it's like I had the not straight laced but serious dad and Fit. It was like the angel and the devil. Yeah. For my two dads, and then I had the debauchery Tommy Dreamer dad. Man, we had fun.
I can imagine I've heard some of the stories, but we won't repeat them on
tape. It was a lot of fun. You know what I love about Tommy is and I try to do this too, anything to pop the boys. Anything. Yes. We started with a thing called Fujiing. We would just take salt. I think he just did a striker or someone. Take salt in his hand and just throw it at the guy's face. Right. And I think he got someone, and then he got someone, and whoever he got ended up bringing a fire extinguisher and blasting him. And then it had to end. Right. We realized it got out of hand.
Did you play any Tommy Ball?
Yes. Yeah. I would like to say I was one of the originators. Yeah, of it.
Batista told me about that. So.
It's awesome. Yeah. That's the camaraderie thing. Like I said, man, Tommy was all about camaraderie. And if it brought people, especially on like a 2-week, 3-week tour, if it brought him happiness, he was all for it.
Now, did you have any input on your character, or was it pretty much the office said, this is what we want from you, and you got to do it?
Yeah, and I just did it. I was living my dream. If anybody had a problem with it, it was like Fit at times, and he would voice up about it a lot.
Did he ever say, calm down, you might be stealing my heat, or
Never.
Hey, you need to be doing this more?
Never.
Okay.
He always said, do what you want to do, and blow it out of the park.
Right. Okay. So here you are, you're on the road now, you're living your dream. At what point do you ever sit back and be like, wow, I made it. Here I am, 20 years old, going on the road, WWE. People know who I am. And
About 2 weeks in. About 2 weeks in.
Overwhelming?
Yeah, completely. I never was on a flight or anything.
Did it change you?
Yeah.
For good or
for bad for the first couple of years, I guess. The ego might have gotten a little big. Back home. On the road. Excuse me. To them, no, but back home maybe a little bit.
How was the road for you? Was it easy to learn and pick?
Yeah, it was.
Be on the road?
I mean, it was. It's grinding. It's grinding, but you have to realize I can do that, or I can work at Target.
Right. Oh yeah.
What am I going to choose? Live my dream, or work at Target for the rest of my life?
Now you go to Target and you got action figures
exactly.
there. Let's talk about. You talked about the road could be grueling. Some of the early Smackdown tours overseas were, from what I understand, were horrendous. You have any horror stories about being on some of the bus trips over there in overseas?
I just remember the main grueling one was the one we got stuck because of the volcano in Ireland. We got stuck in Ireland for like a week almost, I want to say. And because there was so much ash in the air, nothing could fly. And then we had like a 26-hour travel day. A bus ride to a ferry, to another bus, to an airport, to another bus, to an airport home. It was absolutely insane. But we got through it. We went golfing in Ireland. We went mini golfing the next day, and then we had a toga party on the bus one night. It was just because we were there for a week.
Right.
It's like, okay, we're gonna have fun.
That would definitely make me go crazy.
Yeah.
As far as the feedback, to the gimmick at first, who was responsible for changing and tweaking it over time?
The thing is, for the longest time, it didn't really change. I was just that mischievous, and then they stopped me from attacking heels to attacking baby faces to attacking heels.
Right.
And I did more backstage segments too and that stuff. So it was never really changed for the longest time.
When you first came in, you had the name Little Bastard, and then they dropped it in favor of Hornswoggle.
Yep.
Who came up with that name?
I don't know.
Somebody in the office?
They said, hey, you're going to be called this now. I think Fit even told me, hey, you're going to be called Hornswoggle now. All right, sounds good. That's probably a little better than Bastard.
More marketable.
Yeah.
Memories working with Boogeyman and Little Boogie.
Boogie was good at his character. He's great at his character. If he didn't veer too far from what he was good at, he was perfect. We were married to Boogie for, I would say, 9 months on house shows. Long time. At least 6. But it was crazy, how much we worked with him. And that's what they would do with Fit. That, or younger guys coming up, put them with Fit for a month. And have them mold the guy.
Right.
So anyone that's going to help you in the ring, it's Fit. You can't put him in there against him, against random guy A or Jim Smith here. It's not going to work. Fit can mold you to how, and he was office at the time, so he knew what they wanted.
Yeah. Members working the Royal Rumble.
The 2008?
Yeah, the first one.
I mean, I didn't really do anything, but it was awesome. Royal Rumble was the best pay-per-view of the year, easily the best of the year. They're a mess to put together. It's crazy. I give all credit. Michael Hayes and Malenko and Pat Patterson. It's crazy.
I don't even know how some of the guys remember all the spots.
The thing is, what you got to mainly know is who are you going out after, and who are what entrance. So but it's crazy how they put those things together.
You did your very first WrestleMania, I believe, was in Detroit.
Yeah.
You're involved in the Money in the Bank, actually.
Yep.
Memories of working at Mania.
So I get signed. Ken is the reason I get signed. Because he went to bat for me. You need to sign him. He can take bumps. He can work. He has a good head on his shoulders. He's young. He's the guy. And then I realized he's going to be in Money in the Bank with us. Me going in Money in the Bank, I'm thinking I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to take a spear. I'm going to take an RKO. I'm going to take a Kenton. I'm going to take it all.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I go to Fit. Hey, can I take all? Fit goes, no. He goes, we're going to bump you. We'll figure something out. He goes, but we're not going to bump you 5 or 6 times. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Like, it probably wouldn't make sense to bump 18 times.
Right.
But it was, so the first thing planned was going to be a power bomb off the ladder. And I kept pushing out of it, shoulder down. And we did it on a crash pad in the rehearsal room. And shoulder down, shoulder down. I was like, oh, it's not going to work. And you could see Ken was kind of like upset about it because he's like, it's going to be good. And first time Dylan Postl fucks up, many to come. But then where I'm on the ladder, I'm just kind of pissed off. I'm thinking, okay, something else. Ken goes, can I give you my finish off this? I go, let's try it. And everyone was talking about the match, and it's just us two on these ladders in the rehearsal room in the ring. So they're moving. And he starts picking me up, and you hear Fit go, ha ha! And now everyone just looks at us. And he gets me, and I'm deathly afraid of heights. And I'm literally shaking. He goes, stay still, stay still, stay still. And the crash pad's right there. He goes, you want to do this? I go, do I have a choice? He goes, well, I would put you down if you want. I said, it's going to be a lot harder to put me down on the other ladder than just doing it. He goes, yeah, so let's do it. Here we go. Did it, and I didn't hang on tight, so I was just loose. And he would, even on the crash pad, it sucked.
Oh, yeah.
And Fit goes, whoa, wow. I think Johnny was one of the agents too, and they were all like, holy shit. Ken goes, oh, he went right after we landed, he went right to me. You okay? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Anything I do? I said, I'm fine. I'll be fine. He goes, do you want to do it? I said, if we can do that, let's do that, guys. And so we did, and it was awesome. I just remember, but then I was like, we need someone to secure this ladder.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this in the middle of the ring on Mania with the ladders moving.
Right.
Fit's like, no, I already have it. I'll take a cell. I'll act like I'm going to climb. I can't. I call you up. Here you go. So remember climbing, and it was still moving, but then Fit like held it, and it was done. And I just remember looking in the crowd, and you didn't see any faces. You just saw like skin. It's crazy because there's so many people there. And then I remember Ken comes up, and I remember Fit saying, take your time with this. Because I always rushed things, and I still do. I always rush things. I don't take enough time with anything I do. Just take your time. He goes, think about it as this. If you rush it, you're not going to get a picture to take home. I go, all right. And I clocked Ken, wham! And I knew I hit him. I hit him pretty good, but it's us, so it's fine. And just when I hit him, I remember people, oh, and then he picked me up, and they were, oh no. And I remember you could see me like I'm selling, and then he gives me the Iggy, and I tense. You can see it right on the DVD. I tense up, and here we go. Didn't feel a thing. It was the easiest bump, literally the easiest bump I've ever taken. I don't know if we over-rotated, and he must have taken some of it. And we took it on the hardest part. We took it like in the corner of the ring, too. So it was the hard part of the ring.
Yeah.
It's awesome, though. It was awesome.
Was that Mania your biggest payday in the business?
For a show?
Yeah.
For a show, yeah. Not like completely. Yes. Actually, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it was.
Memories of winning the Cruiserweight title. And when did you find out that was going to be the plan? That
2 hours beforehand. Actually, found out it was for sure 2 hours beforehand. But they told me like the week. A random writer came up. Hey, I think we're going to have you win the Cruiserweight title. Noble, I think actually. Now that I think about it, I think Noble came up to me and said, "Hey, kid, I think you're going to win." I go, "I'm not even in the match." Nope, I think we're planning something. All right, I've realized at that point in WWE, I don't ever believe things are going to happen until they're on paper and my music is hitting.
Right.
It was awesome. Like, again, I should have never been signed in WWE. I was signed. I was on WrestleMania. A huge spot on WrestleMania. One of those moments from that Mania, it's like the top 5 video moments, like the replays. It's always seen. It's that, and now I'm going to be a champion in a company I should never have been in. It's insane to me. It's one of those things where it's like, it's crazy. 2007, man, that was my best year ever.
Yeah.
I did a lot of fun things, but that year was, looking back at it, that year is crazy.
You get to work with Jamie too. What was it like working with Jamie?
It was great. He was great. he didn't have to bump, so he loved it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do much. So he was awesome. He was so much fun to work with, and he was always up for the haha. He loved it. I hated it, but then I realized that's my character, so I need to do it. But again, like, everything was at that point was surreal. I got my godson, Binder. His son was born shortly after, and I remember right after I won it, I went home, and I went over to their house. I had the title in my bag in my car.
Right.
And I still have the photo. He has my title on him as a less than a year old, like 6 months old. It's crazy. And so we show him that all the time, and it's kind of a cool memory.
Were you disappointed when the decision was made to drop the division?
Yeah. Like, all I want to do is work. I pitch to the office all the time. Let me work. Let me work. Let me wrestle. Let me wrestle. No.
Did any of the guys ever say to you, man, you're just a gimmick. You're not one of us?
No, not the boys.
Okay.
And not even the writers, but they would say, just be that. We don't want you wrestling and Fit even said that sometimes. We don't want you wrestling too much because then you're a member of the roster. Like, you're the same as them.
Right.
We want to keep you special. Which in reality, it made sense, but it also was like dejecting to me because I was like, I want to work.
Did you get to keep the belt? Mm-mm. You had to get back? Okay. Now they're bringing back...
So like years later, every year, about twice or three times a year, I'd ask Johnny, who's talent relations, and hey, they're not doing anything with the title. Can I have it? Well, we don't know where it is. I said, it's in the warehouse, Johnny. I guarantee I can find someone and we can find it.
Right.
Well, you never know if they're going to bring it back. I said, Johnny, I'll write a contract. If they bring it back, it's yours. But I got a replica, and then the props guys, the guys in the prop truck, have all the nameplates for the titles. And one day they had the but it said Hornswoggle McMahon on it. So when I got that, it was awesome. So it's awesome. In my office, and it's pretty cool, like, to have even the McMahon one. It's pretty cool.
Now you can come back in the summer and say you never lost the belt when they do the tournament. As your angle. Yeah,
it was one of those. If they do it, I don't see him doing a title. I see it as being like a trophy, like the Dusty Classic.
Yeah.
But my Twitter's been blowing up about it.
What are your thoughts on the Chris Benoit tragedy, and how did that change the locker room? You were there when that happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think it happened the way that people think.
What do you think?
Too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Did you get along with Chris? Did you know Chris?
Yeah, Ken and I rode with him twice. It's actually kind of funny. We were going to see Jackass 2 one day. Might have been...
I cannot picture Chris watching it and laughing.
Loves it. Yeah. Loves it.
That's awesome.
Blew my mind.
Right.
He's like, oh, Ken, we're going to see a movie? Yeah, we're going to see Jackass with Chris. What? Okay. But before that, we were going to go to the gym, we were going to eat, and then go to see the movie.
Right.
I wasn't a gym guy then. I'll just stay at the hotel. I get a call from Chris. You're not coming to the gym? No, I don't really do the gym, Chris. Sorry, bud. Oh. All right. I mean, if you don't want to hang out, it's fine. Ken calls me. I suggest you take a cab and you come to the gym right now, Dylan. Why? Dylan, I suggest you take a cab and come to the gym. Get the cab, head to the gym. I don't even have like workout clothes. I end up wearing my green pants to the gym.
Right.
And a t-shirt. We end up doing like the squat. I do the squats with him and everything. We leave, we go to dinner, and I see the toothless grin. And then I see Ken kind of doing this and that. I go, what are you guys laughing at? And they're just doing, I said, you guys fucking ribbed me. And now they're both they die laughing. He picked Chris. I didn't care if you didn't go. He goes, I didn't care at all.
That's awesome.
But we got you. It was I got along with him very well. Very, very well. He gave me German suplexes. Never thought I would take a German suplex. I would never trust someone to give me a German. But he was working with Fit, and Fit would do the thing where he'd get me between the legs, behind, and around here, and he'd slam me on the guy.
Right.
So pop up, Fit throws me in the ring, picks me up like this. The idea was Chris was going to German Fit, who had me. It was going to be like a fall-away slam. My head weighs a lot. Gives me in the air, straight down. Scorpioned it. I literally felt my fingertips tingling and my feet. I was like, I'm done. I'm completely done. But he came up to me right after the match. When we got to the back, he goes, you all right? You sure? So him and Fit both. Fit gave me the videotape of the house show of the match, which is very, like, you kind of don't do.
Right.
So I got the tape of it, which was great. It's cool to have. And then we changed it. Fit goes, could you take Germans? I go, but Chris goes, you'll be fine. You'll land flatter than anything. I go, I don't know. He goes, I promise you. He goes, we'll do one, and if it hurts you, just tell me to stop. All right, mid-match, Fit throws me in. Chris goes behind me. 1. Boom. Is you okay? Yep. He goes, you want to do 3? I go, yeah, that's fine. 2. 3. Now Fit's supposed to come in with a save. 4. 5. And now I feel Chris going like this, and laughing. 6. And now I see Fit's eyes above the ring apron, and him just shaking, laughing too. We ended up doing 11. Oh. One of the nights we did 11 of them.
That's crazy.
Every time I was landing flat, but every time my feet, there's a picture of with one of them, my toes are touching behind my head on the mat because my body just folded like that. But it turned out great. I never got hurt with that. But I got to the back. I said, "Where were you?" He goes, "I couldn't stop laughing, Dylan. It was a midget getting German suplexed. I can't save that. I can't cut that off."
Right.
So it was. I'll never I never trust anyone to give me a German ever. But it was one of those things where I trusted him. It was awesome. So I don't think that. I don't know, just seeing him and his son backstage. Something.
Yeah. WWE began doing the storyline where Vince had an illegitimate son. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was supposed to be Ken, but he got hurt. When did you find out? What's that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you ask him, he'll give you the, I don't know.
Right.
I asked him a few years later. He gave me, I don't know about that. I said, come on. He goes, he had the smirk. I go, exactly.
When did you find out they were going to do that with you in that role?
10 a.m.
Okay.
Actually, maybe a little later because it was call time, but it was right after call time. They're doing a rehearsal, all talent to the ring, for the rehearsal when they did the clues,
right?
Leading up to it, this guy, if he's a champion or whatever. Bruce Pritchard comes up to me, give me your phone. Stage is right here. We're right behind it. I'm not even at the ring yet. Rehearsal's about to go on. Give me your phone. No. He goes, Dylan, please give me your phone. Okay. You're going to be the son. I go, what? Yeah, you're going to be revealed. I said, all right, can I please text my dad about tickets? Or I'll leave him tickets. Can I get tickets? He goes, of course you can.
Why did he take your phone? He didn't want you stooging it off to anybody?
Yep.
Okay. 5
people knew. Me, Bruce, Hunter, Vince, Kevin Dunn. Only people that knew. No cameramen, no producers, no truck people. It's crazy how much I kept that a secret. So I ended up getting my dad, and the cool thing was it was in Green Bay, like my wrestling hometown.
Right.
Like, it was awesome. So I got tickets from my dad there, who didn't know what was going on. I just got to text him. I said, "Hey, please come to the show tonight. You'll have tickets under your name. Bring Grandpa," because my grandpa was my number one supporter throughout it.
Right.
Always, even on the indies. Eric, just let him do this. He's having fun. He loves this. He's good at it. He'll do something with it. My dad just, no, he's not. He's not gonna. This is a pipe dream. Yeah. Not gonna happen. But Grandpa always, he can do it. So,
what was it like working closely with Vince in the vignettes and stuff?
He's a boss. He's a perfectionist. If something wasn't a little bit right, whether it's camera or your body positioning, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again until it's 100% up to his wants.
A lot of retakes.
Yeah, I'd say a lot of retakes. But for good reason.
Yeah.
You don't want to put out something that's not, if you can retake it and you can retry it and you can try to make it perfect, might as well. And we'd always have a perfect one, and then we'd always try again. So we had a backup just in case something happened to it. Excuse me.
Was it fun working with Vince, or were you all, pretty much walking on eggshells?
I was very intimidated.
Yeah.
Which I was, I'm still to this day, that's one of my biggest things where I kind of get upset about it, that I never picked his brain a little bit. Because I could have. I was working with him twice a week, every week.
How many hours would you spend with him?
Maybe a couple.
Right.
But not long.
Did you ever see the fun side of Vince, or was it all business?
Him and Coach, and him and Bruce Pritchard. He would rag on them, but in a fun way, in a joking manner. He loved ragging on. He loved messing with Coach. Loved it.
What are some things he did to Coach? Just, if you remember anything.
Way to mess that one up again, Coach. Come on. We're waiting on you. Because Coach would decide, show if Vince was there and you came after Vince.
That's heat.
But it wasn't even like heat. He didn't care.
Right.
He knew we were getting there. And as long as it wasn't waiting for long time, it's fine.
Take us through a typical day of TV when you have a role in a major storyline.
Thank you for saying when you have a role. the other TV days suck.
At least you got catering.
Yeah. It's good. Really good cookies. But, so you show up at call time. You usually report to talent relations. Get your calendar for the next week or for the month. Weird thing was, thinking about it now, like, we got our travel the week before from talent relations. Like, thinking about how that's changed, now we just get emails about it. But that's how times changed so much. So we do that, then you'd go eat, wait an hour or 5 to figure out, for them to get out of the meeting, figure out what you're doing. If you have a rehearsal, you'll do your rehearsal right then. If you have a pre-tape, you'll probably do the pre-tape soon after. And here we go.
Memories of Great Khali.
I love him and hate him. I hate him because he would just... I love him and hate him for the same reason, actually. Because he didn't care. He was there. He was making a lot of money. And he knew he didn't have to do anything. He was such a diva when it came to working matches out. Like, people hated at times because he... maybe no bump tonight. He would try to tell Fit, maybe 1 bump. Fit would look at me and goes, it'll be more. He'd make him work. And man, it was Fit. There was one night where Fit got him. And it was like the Flintstone cartoons. He had him with the Flintstone cartoons where it was like, yeah, Vince. The time when he hit Vince with it, when he saved me from getting attacked by Vince, like the Kiss My Ass Club, and he hit Vince with the shillelagh. It was like the Flintstone thing. And we get to the back and Fit goes, I think I got him with that one. I go, you hit him? He goes, yeah, I think so. I go, oh shit. Vince loved it though, because it was real.
Yeah,
loved it.
What was he like to deal with outside during?
You were on his time, all the time. You were on Khali time. Again, he knew why he was there, and he knew the check was going to come.
Yeah,
that's what he cared about. But he was a nice guy. I'll never say he was a dick by any means. He was always a nice guy.
You got to work with him too at SummerSlam too, so.
Survivor Series.
Was it Survivor Series, not SummerSlam? Okay.
Shaq. Shaq was at Survivor Series.
And then you were eventually reunited again with Finlay. Were you happy about that?
Yeah. I never took a lot of time away from him, but it was like a security blanket, you know? It was whenever I was away from him, or like when he wasn't with the company for a little while, felt like I wasn't protected. Like I had to fend for myself, and I didn't like that because no one was going to bat for me.
Right.
Fit always went to bat for me. Throughout my whole career, Fit always went to bat for me.
You got to do segments with Hogan and Vince over the course of the storyline. What was the wrestling fan inside you thinking as all this was going on? Were you marking out?
Again, I got to main event Raw 4 or 5 times with the Vince angle.
Yeah.
It was insane. I got the Raw, the 15th anniversary or whatever, 10th, whatever, the big Raw that year. I was on 4 segments. I opened the show. I did a backstage. I did the match with Khali when Hogan came out. And I closed it with the Austin Beer Bash.
That's crazy.
What the fuck? Like, how?
Did you go back to your hotel at night and be like, oh, I can't sleep?
No, it wasn't that.
Right.
I was on a high, and I was like, okay. But I knew we had to go to Smackdown the next day. So it was one of those, all right, this will be back to normal tomorrow. But it was so crazy to me. It was, so the Hogan thing, I've told this story a ton of times, but I said, I'm going to pose down. The writer tells me, you're going to do a pose down with Hogan after he saves you. Great. I pose down and rip the shirt. He goes, I don't think so. I said, what? And I was gaining weight at the time. So I was like, but fuck it. It's Hogan.
Right.
I'm going to rip my goddamn shirt and do a pose down with him. He goes, let me check. Comes back a little while later. Hulk says, no shirt. I go,
what a steal is he?
no. I walk up to him. I meet him for the first time.
Right.
and he's in this Under Armour like cutoff, and it's like he's must be feeling kind of old today. So a little piece of me died there because I wanted to rip and I still thought about it. I was like, I should do it anyways. I should rip mine just to pop myself, but I didn't because I was very walking the line. I never strayed too far. But he was great to work with.
Memories of working with Vince in the cage match on Monday Night Raw, and who called the match?
The writers. The writers kind of told us what we're gonna do, and Vince said, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen." I remember him saying, "You're going to get beat up tonight."
Vince said that too.
Yeah, he goes, "You're going to get beat up tonight, but it's going to be all for the right reasons." He goes, "We're going to take care of you. Promise you that." It was great. It was main event of Raw. He whipped the shit out of me with that belt, but it made for good TV. JBL was awesome to work with. It was one of those things where I was like, I'm getting beat up by him. Shit. But he took care of me. He took great care of me.
Who was stiffer with the belt shots, Vince or JBL?
JBL gave me a kick that I felt. I'm pretty sure he gave me a kick or something. But the belts sucked because it was like just whipping you. It's right in my ass, like right on the ass cheek too. It is perfect.
Right. So after the cage match with Vince and you go backstage and the gorilla, Vince come up to you and say, "Good job." I mean, yeah.
And you made sure I was okay. And JBL did too, which was awesome. Fit obviously rushed right to me because he carried me to the back, but then he made sure I was safe and all that. And that was great. I was fine.
How did you feel about the twist where Finlay actually revealed during all this time that he was really your father in the storyline?
So I didn't know where they were going with the Vince son storyline, and then Fit tells me like a month before, "Yeah, I think we're going this way with it." I go, "Okay." He goes, "Yeah, but it's going to lead up to Mania,"
which was Mania 24.
Yeah. And so I'm like, awesome. Gets us together, keeps us together. I wish it could have lasted a little longer, because I feel like the Vince thing could have lasted even longer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it did its job.
So Mania 24, it's Finlay versus JBL, and you're involved in that a little bit. Memories of working Mania 24?
So all I wanted to do, because it was Orlando, was plan a vacation with me and my buddies to Disney World.
Right.
For the whole week. You're not going to be there. What do you mean I'm not going to be there? You're coming in the day off. Canceled. Literally, I booked myself, canceled all my plans. And then I found out Flair was going to be in Hall of Fame. I was pissed about that. I was like,
why didn't you go in early?
Huh?
Why didn't you go in early yourself?
Because they wanted to hide me.
Oh.
They wanted the Mania. They wanted me coming out at Mania to be the big reveal.
Right.
I didn't go in. I flew in Saturday night at like 11 o'clock at night. Jeez. So all the fans and no one was at the hotel really.
Right.
They were all at the Hall of Fame or something. So I just kind of snuck in the back door and right up to my room.
After Mania, WWE drafted you and Finlay to WWE ECW brand. Mm-hmm. Were you excited about this, or was this a demotion in your eyes?
I never saw it as a demotion. Again, Fit said, "I think we're going there." I said, "Okay." He goes, "But we're going together." Great. As long as I got you.
What was the difference working ECW versus the other brands?
Nothing. I mean, Tuesdays we taped both Smackdown and ECW, so it was the exact same day. So we worked different guys. That's all it was.
Now you were going back to Raw after that, after working ECW, and you're back on your own. The relationship with you and Finlay pretty much ended on camera. Were you worried at that point to be back on your own?
Completely. That scared me the most. The idea was to have me with Sheamus, the debuting Sheamus on Raw, but then that didn't happen. So now I'm like, what am I doing, guys? Why did you move me?
What was the idea to do with you and Sheamus?
Just me manage Sheamus.
Okay.
And I said, what am I going to do if we're not going to do that? Well, we don't know. So it's kind of one of those, all right, so I'm just left high and dry here. What do I do? And there was a lot of nothing.
Memories of feud with Chavo Guerrero. What was it like working with Chavo?
So much fun. We were doing guest hosting at the time. So after the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, which I was involved with every guest host, it was one of those, now I know I'm going to be involved with every guest host every week. It's great. I got stuff signed by them. I got pictures with every one of them. It was awesome. Like it was so much fun. And I knew I was going to be on Raw every week. Whether it's 3 minutes or 2 segments or a backstage, I knew I was going to do something. But Chavo was great to work with. He was so much fun to work with.
Did he ever have any issues with putting you over at all or no?
I think he said one time to me, just might have been kind of joking, but waiting to get one up on you. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I've been kind of, wondering that too. He goes, yeah, maybe someday. Probably not, though. And I kind of laughed about it. I was like, sorry, like, he goes, no, he realized why we did what we did.
Right.
And it made it better in the end.
Undertaker. Any interaction with the Undertaker?
A lot.
What's he like outside the ring?
Great. Awesome.
Any stories stand out?
Yeah. We were overseas or somewhere. We were not out of the country. Batista, Taker, someone. Finlay, Batista, Taker, Kane. Finlay, Big Daddy V, Cully. 6-man tag. I'm under the ring for this on a house show. It's a lot of weight. It's a lot of bodies. We do the spot. The spot's getting ready.
They got a monitor under there for you?
Nope, not on house shows.
Okay.
Only TV.
Okay.
House shows, I knew at that time if we needed Fit would either come out get me, or we do a water bottle where at the time was right. The water bottle would be thrown under. He would come. And like after a while, I could hear the matches.
Yeah, you know the
I
box.
memorized it. Which is kind of crazy to think about because I could just do it off of sound. But Fit, the story is, they bump Taker. Boom. Fit comes out. Lifts the apron. Sees me. Face down. Head like at the apron. He goes, oh no! He thought I got knocked out from one of the beams. Like I took a shot to one of the beams and was knocked out. He goes, Dylan! Dylan! I look up. He goes, come on! I go, I'm sorry. I'm get it crawling on him. I'm sorry. Throws me in the ring. And now he's laughing. And Taker's been like waiting for me now. Laying down because we did the thing where I'd come up to him, he'd sit up and goozle me, and here we go. And now I'm in the ring. I'm going, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry still. And then afterwards he goes, what happened? I go, I fell asleep.
Oh my God. That's a great story.
He goes, what happened? I go, I fell asleep. And he walked off. Fit goes, oof, you fell asleep? I walk up to Taker. I said, I'm really sorry. He goes, you're telling me with all that weight, you somehow fell asleep? I go, yeah, I was passed out. I was sleeping. He goes, how long? I said, I don't remember hearing any matches. Because you were sleeping the whole show? Because they'd put me in some of these Mexico tours before doors. And if we're the main event, I was under there an hour for doors.
What do you do?
I would bring a PSP sometimes, or just, I would fuck with Chimmel a lot.
Right.
He was right outside the curtain, especially like Boogie was on shows. That or his microphone, I would take the Boogie worms and I'd lift up the apron just a little bit and whip them at him. So you just have worms all over his feet. Or I started getting really pissed at this, but I loved it. He would, because he would take the jackets back. Ring the bell, ding, 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 and he would take the jackets to the back. I would take his mic cord, pull it under the ring. He'd get back, there's no mic. And I wouldn't give it back to him till the finish. Because he would mic the bell for the ring. And so he had to do his announcements. And I would give me that back. Give me that back. And he could see, there was about an inch that he could see under there. So he could see me under the ring. Right. I'd flip him off or just fuck with him.
What happens if you had to take a piss or something like that? A bottle or something?
I don't think I ever pissed under the ring. No. That's a crazy thing. In all those years, I never had to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ever get claustrophobic or anything like that under the ring?
There was No Way Out 07, where we did the tag match, and then the same show, I believe, or it might not have been that one, but they did the MVP Kane Inferno match. So I'm under there, all the fires are on the ring, and all the propane is underneath. And they go, be careful of when you come out, when you exit, because the fire parts, the metal is going to be put back under the ring. Don't touch it, you're going to burn yourself. Jesus. Well, the Finlay match is after this Inferno match. 2 after. During the Inferno match, I'm under the ring, and I'm starting to smell gas. And, like, it's getting in my head, and real close to blowing chunks. But it was one of those. I said to the props guy that's always, Nick Daw, his name was, he always took care of me, and made sure I was fine, water and Gatorade or whatever.
Right.
I said, bro, I'm going to pass out. It's bad. He goes, you okay? I said, and he was sitting with me, which was great. It was really cool of him.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know. He goes, let me know if it gets too bad. We'll try to figure something out. It was fine, but it was close.
Why didn't they bring you in like during I guess in between matches, Bellas were telling me they would turn the lights out and they.
So sometimes they would do that, but especially for the outside stadiums, it's light out.
Yeah. Okay.
So they can't really do it. A lot of the time, what they would do is we actually then had kind of some fun with it. It evolved from first time it would be all the stage hands around me in black, acting like they're fixing the ring, and me in the middle of them with all black on, or a drape or something. They'd put a video on the screen, dim the lights, or out the lights, put a video on the screen so everyone would watch that. The first couple rows might see me, but who cares at that point? Then we actually used a cart sometimes. I would go in a ring cart. They'd push it out. I think that was mainly to mess with me because they would spin it and pound on it. But then they would tip it on its side like they were getting something out of it. I would see it get out of it. But it was easy. I was so used to it after a while.
Who pitched the idea of making you the DX mascot?
So I'm working the thing with Chavo. Eventually, Chavo saves me from Masters or something, and they were going to team Chavo and I. Is what it is. As we're doing the rehearsal for that and talking that out, one of the writers says, "Hey, you're not going to do this anymore." What am I doing? Chavo goes, "You're working with DX tonight." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Okay." So I find out later, Hunter said to Sean, me, Chavo, and Masters are in the ring. Hunter said to Sean, "You know what? Kids really love him." And Sean goes, "Chavo?" "No. Swoggle." And it's one of those, and Sean goes, "Yeah, you know what? They really do. My kids love him. What if he was part of us?" Yeah, I think it might be kind of cool to have him part of us. It was all Hunter's idea. Literally all Hunter's idea. And it was great. It was awesome. It kind of went from there.
Did you get along with Hunter and Sean?
I did. Yeah, I did. Sean was awesome. Like, Sean was, I always say, though, at that time in his career, he was still killing it in the house show matches. Just, it was so much fun. I was part of DX. I was throwing glow sticks with DX, and we would literally just I would try to chuck them as far as I could.
Memories of Little People's Court.
It's supposed to be Vern Troyer as the judge, but he said he didn't want to work with any other little people.
Wow. Seriously?
Seriously. So it got pushed back a week, which I was so pissed off about. Because that would have been perfect. Like, why would Vern Troyer be coming in? So then he just came in. He did a couple things, and that was it. But it was fun.
Did you ever worry about the comedy stuff being offensive to other little people?
Never cared.
You didn't care?
If I'm not offended by it, fuck them.
Gotcha. Did you think the DX was into having you as part of the group? As far as oh, never mind, you already answered that question. So I should have read ahead. Any specific memories of Sean and Hunter?
No. I mean, just them. Oh, well, Sean, there's a story. So we did a backstage with Timbaland and Jillian.
Right.
And they were going to midget bowl me on a skateboard. Hunter was pushing me on a skateboard. And I was going to knock into Jillian. She was going to take this big bump on the concrete the writer wanted.
Huh. Yeah.
Did it, and she stopped her. Like, she softened the bump. Writer goes up to her. "Hey, you got to kind of make that look better." Sean goes right up to him. "Are you kidding me? You're asking her. First off, a woman. Secondly, you're asking a human being to jump as high as they can and fall on concrete? You do it." "Oh, no." "You do it. Let's see you do it right now." Well, I mean, we could get
Sean got pretty heated?
Got real mad.
Yeah.
Real mad. And it was really cool to see him do that. Like, because you hear things, doesn't care really. Really cool to see him stand up for Jillian. And they got our crash pad, and it was great. It ended up turning out great.
How are your merchandise royalties at this time?
Awesome.
I can imagine.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Best checks I've ever had.
Memories of wrestling actor John Heater doing the 6-man on Raw.
He kicked me in the throat so hard. I've never been kicked so hard as he did. We're planning this thing, and all I used to do is like a side kick, like a super kick, but he was going to hit me in the chest. Got me right in the throat, and I go, it was one of those, oh, it sucked. But I got to work with John Heater. That was awesome. I got to give him a frog splash.
In 2010, you were moved back to the Smackdown brand. At this point, was there any real differences between the brands? And how different was NXT versus Raw around this period of time? Because you were the pro, I believe, for Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
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 You kind of frowned. You weren't all for that, or
he wouldn't have been my choice.
Did you get along with him outside the ring, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did. At that time, he was so green. Still so green. And he just, I don't know. There was times where I was just like, man, come on, you have everything.
I was going to ask you, do you see the potential in him? I mean, I see.
He looks great.
Yeah.
He looks great, and he's a big dude, but
working wise,
you can only cover up so much.
Mechanical? Too mechanical?
No, just, I don't know. There's guys that just don't get to the level. He's gotten better. But
what did you think about what happened with him and Vince when he kind of pushed? Do you think suspension was called for, or do you think they should have kind of let it just go and he was just being a goof?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely taught the locker room a lesson. Stop messing. Stop playing around.
Yeah.
I think it definitely did that.
Going back to my one question.
Going SmackDown.
Yeah.
Hornswoggle's big return to SmackDown. They did a huge graphic and everything. I think I ended up doing like a random backstage segment, and that was it. I don't remember what I did. And then I was off for another while. So it's a big return to SmackDown for nothing.
Well, when you did an NXT thing versus Raw and SmackDown in terms of creative direction, how much of that was an actual reality show? Or was it pretty much...
At that point, none of it was.
Okay. It was all scripted.
It sucked. Yeah. That's why I was kind of upset about it, because I was like, I want it to be like season 1 and 2, where it was awesome, especially season 1, where it was, do your own thing.
Right.
No scripts.
You got to work a little bit with AJ Lee?
Yeah.
Memories working with AJ?
At that time, she was awesome. She was great.
At that time, did you mean like as
at that time
progressed?
At that time, she was great.
Okay.
She's never bad to me.
Okay.
Never bad to me.
But you saw her change, maybe get a little bit of an ego?
I wouldn't even say an ego. Just frustrated, maybe.
Right. Do you think it's because one of her boyfriends maybe got in her ear as time went on? Maybe put some seeds in there? Or do you think she was
frustration?
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Were you surprised when she left the business?
Yes. She really did, she loved wrestling. So it very much surprised me.
Right call or wrong call? Or I guess it's her life, so.
It's her life.
Yeah. What did you think of the anonymous Raw general manager before it was revealed that it was you?
Loved it. I loved it. It was awesome. It was the coolest storyline going that they had. And then it went over like a fart in church when they revealed it. It was supposed to be like my heel character. I was pitching it to be a heel manager. Sorry. I was pitching to be a heel manager for a year or so. Just wanted to be something. Let me talk. Let me be a heel manager. And no. And then they tell me that Friday before that Raw, hey, you're gonna do this. But we want you to have a Jersey accent. Well, you're gonna be from Jersey. You're gonna be this heel that's just been pulling one over on all the kids and all their parents, stealing their money. Okay, I can't do accents. Flubbed it. Did terrible. The result was what you saw.
That was what, 2011, when I guess you were granted the wish from Santa McFoley? That was a little bit after, right?
That was after.
Okay. What are your memories of that angle? And was it very hard for you to play a mute character all those years?
It wasn't hard. There's only so much you can do.
Right. Who was behind the idea of turning you heel and putting you with 3MB? Was there one person specifically, or?
So, that came only because Heath Slater was on tour. I was trying to pitch to work with Torito. All they kept telling me is, yeah, that's the easy thing to do. No shit.
Right.
If that's the easy thing to do, and everyone is pitching it, and everyone is asking about it, why not do it? Well, I just think it's kind of easy. So, eventually, Heath is overseas, and they want to do a 6-man, and they're like, okay, Brian James, Road Dogg, hey, you're going to be with 3MB tonight. I go, what? Yeah, he's not here, you're going to work tonight. Go out to the ring right now. What do you mean? He goes, you have a singles tonight with Torito. What? Again, it's like,
yeah,
it went from me not being booked to this. He goes, we need to see that you can work. Because I've been telling him I can fucking do this. I know I can. And I went to the ring and we practiced some stuff. It was like a ringside sellout for that rehearsal because everyone was wanted me to fail.
Right.
And I say it a lot, but one of the coolest things was Kofi and Dolph and TJ are good friends of mine, Tyson Kidd. And so they knew I had it in. I could probably do this. They're sitting on the barrier, and everyone's just shitting on it. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna get blown up. You're gonna, this is gonna suck. And I'm doing it. I'm doing it pretty well too. I'm going through everything with him. Alberto's actually helping out. Like he was helping. Okay, so you're gonna do this. This is how you do it. And I was killing it. We were doing first time we ever touched too.
Right.
Kind of crazy. The first time we ever touched was that. And everyone's kind of blown away. And Kofi and Dolph are sitting on the barrier, grinning ear to ear because they're like, he fucking told you guys he could do this. And he goes, and they both kind of came up to me. You shoved it to him. It was good. It was a proud moment for me.
Dolph a good guy?
Dolph's a great guy. Great guy.
One of your friends outside the ring, or
one of my best friends.
Okay.
Yeah, good guy.
What did you get along with Drew, Heath, and Ginger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good. They're awesome. They're partiers. That's for sure. Which I fit right in with. But we had the overseas tours. We had so much fun.
Out of all the three, why do you think Heath has lasted the longest?
When Drew and Jinder got cut that day, especially Drew, I was like,
yeah, I mean he's a hell of a talent,
and especially because we were in that angle still. Like they were still doing 3MB stuff. It blew me away. He's tall. He's a good worker.
Did you get nervous?
No.
You knew you still had a spot there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think I was ever going to get cut. Especially at that time.
Right. Heath Slater, why do you think he's lasted so long?
Good hand. The Brian Myers.
I was just going to say the same thing, yeah.
Brian Myers syndrome. He's a good hand.
Yeah.
And I mean, he can make guys look good. He has charisma. He's funny. You need a guy to take a pie to the face, he'll do that. You need to take a guy to take a chokeslam, he can do that.
You got to work a little bit with Torito, as we just talked about. What about the WeLC match at Extreme Rules 2014?
Best thing I've ever done in 10 years.
Best thing?
Best thing. That's my highlight. People ask me a lot, what's your greatest moment, and that's that night. We worked backwards in the feud. We did that, and then we did a regular match at the next pay-per-view. It was Harry vs. Mask, but it was one of those we did the first match and we wrestled. So all I wanted to do was wrestle. Killed it. Second match, did pretty good. Third match, we had a lot of flubs. And Vince says to us, guys, you didn't give us any haha. You didn't give us any comedy. What are you doing? They don't want to see two midgets beat each other up.
Is that what he said to you?
Yeah, and I get that. I do get that. So I left. I was so pissed off that night, just because I fucked up. I knew it was on me too that I didn't do well. Apologize, because Brian James and Fit were always our two agents, and Scott Armstrong too.
Okay.
Brian was always leading the push for this. He goes, "Hey, we're gonna do something at the pay-per-view at Extreme Rules. So what are we gonna do?" He goes, "I can't come up with that." I said, and between the two of we both met at TV the next week, and we had the idea of WeLC. It's crazy. We both had the same thing, and I said, "Yeah, but what are we gonna hang?" He goes, "No, we'll just do pinfall." He goes, and every day, during the week, he would text me, "They got mini ladders, they got mini tables, they got mini chairs, they're on a mini commentary table, they're gonna have mini announcers." I was losing my mind. This is gonna be great. And we had rehearsal that morning to plan everything out, and I wanted to do straight wrestling. And Fit again goes, and Scotty Armstrong goes, "Gotta give him some haha. Got to." And I fought with Fit. The only time I think I've ever really was pissed off with Fit for no reason.
Right.
He was doing what we needed to do. He was telling us what we needed to do. It's what the office wanted. It's what the boss wanted. But I said, I don't want to do haha. This is a pay-per-view match. There's gimmicks in it. We don't need it. And he goes, "Dylan, it's what they want." He goes, "You don't want it." He goes, "I can't have this be no comedy in this." He goes, "We'll do every spot you want. We got to throw in some haha." Fine. I was pissed, but fine. Turned out great. And I always say we stole the show, not only the pre-show, but even the regular show. I think that I did decide in the interview, I think it got me a little heat because there was a lot of stuff on the show that night, but we did great. It was in Jersey, which they should have booed us out of the building, but they were on their feet from the first bell.
What was your reaction backstage from management afterwards?
Loved it.
Yeah.
We got a standing ovation. Got to the back, and it was one of those, like you kind of brought up before, about the Raw show. That was the night where I kind of sat down. I didn't change for about 2 hours. I was feeling it. I was on that high. And Torito even comes up to me. You okay? You no change?" I said, I'm good, man. Really good. And it was great. It literally everything in that match worked. There was no flubs at all. It was perfect. It's a perfect match, and it showed that we could work. Especially me. They knew Torito could work. It showed I could work.
Were you disappointed that they didn't continue with that?
We did the next pay-per-view in Chicago, and then nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. You can only do so much, but you could change it up a little bit.
Why did the Slater Gator Hornswoggle run end so quickly?
Thank God it did.
You weren't for it.
Hated it.
Okay.
I hated dressing in the stupid gator suit. Hated it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Especially because I was a blatant heel, like, or I guess Torito, and then you put me in this costume. Come on. But they had to do it because they released Drew and Jinder.
Thoughts on CM Punk?
He did a lot in this business. The Summer of Punk stuff was some of the most intriguing television in late memory. Like in the last 10 years, 20 years. Some of the most intriguing television was the Summer of Punk. Best in the world stuff. There's times I think he thinks, I don't know, maybe he thinks that he was Austin level. He was close. Wasn't Austin level. I don't know. I don't know what his deal was. Like, I was so angry and turned from time it should have been happy. He was making awesome money. You know that. You gotta know that. And then, how can you still be bitter? You have a T-shirt that's selling out every night. You're in the main segments of Raw. His gripe always was, well, you know, with Rock, he comes over, he puts Rock over. Still, you're working with Rock. You're working with The Rock. Who cares? This business is fake when it comes to wins and losses. Who cares? Like, I never understood that. If that's your gripe, like...
Outside the ring, did you get along with him?
I did.
You hear different stories. A lot of the boys didn't like him.
For the first 2 years.
Right.
He's the hardest man to get along with. And cross him once. Yeah.
Okay. When he walked out, what was your reaction? Along with the rest of the boys.
He'll be back.
You think he'll still be back or one day?
I don't think so.
No.
I have the argument with my buddies back home all the time, especially with my best friend Weimer. He lost a signed dollar bill at this last Mania. Oh, he's gonna be there. He'll be there. Him and he said it last year. He'll be at Mania this year. Give me that $1. Next year. I said, all right, make it a signed $2 bill then. And it's one of those like I don't think ever.
Do you think they'll welcome him back if he wanted to come back? Yeah.
10 years from now. Which 10 years is a long time. 5 years would be pushing it though, I think, because it's still gonna be so fresh still.
How did WWE Paydays change after the WWE Network was launched?
I wasn't on the road very much. I wasn't on pay-per-views.
Why do you think some of the boys just accepted the changes?
Why not? What choice did you have?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you speak up and pretty much.
Not even that. What's the benefit of speaking up? It's making the company so much money. They're not going to change that because you're pissed off because you're not getting a good pay. What's the point of speaking up? Because you are not going to change their opinion when they're making so much money off it.
Do you think a lot of the boys were kind of like pissed off as far as like not getting any royalties off the network? I mean, let me ask you: are you mad at all, or is it no comment type of thing?
Again, you can be pissed off, but it's not going to change anything. I've realized you can be angry about stuff like that, but you can't let it get to you too much because it's not going to change.
How has WWE changed under Triple H and Stephanie over the last couple of years?
I think it's going to get better.
More wrestling quality product? Less haha?
I don't know about that. I just think it's going to... I think they're going to outbrand. They're going to branch out a lot. You know, Stephanie's been nothing but awesome to me. Great to me. All the time. Constantly. Awesome with me. She's a straight shooter. That's what I like. She always seemed to be a straight shooter. She has so much. I feel like she's tries to branch out to all these different ventures and venues. I think that'll help the company. I really do. With sponsors and with just people viewing.
How do you compare them to Vince when it comes to dealing with talent?
It's tough. Vince is hard to get a minute of his time. Unless you're the totem pole.
You ever have to knock on his door at all?
Oh yeah, I did plenty of times. But whether he's in there with a writer, you have to catch him. I mean, you have like a 2-minute window that you can catch him in.
Right.
Before someone else is in there. And that always kind of bugged me, I guess, because any job, if you want to talk to your boss, you'll schedule a meeting, or you'll just be able to have one. It's like, now this is about my career. Like, this is about, you want us to care about our careers and about our role in the company. We should be able to schedule something, I feel. Schedule something, fly to the office, something.
What were some of the reasons that you might have had to go see Vince for?
Pitching ideas.
Did he listen?
He always listened.
Okay.
Always listened. My name not being on the trailer of Leprechaun Origins. So, that was great. That really made me happy. I never wanted to quit until I saw that trailer, and I was pissed. How can you put out a WWE Studios film and not have the Superstars name on it?
Why do you think that was?
I was nobody at that time. At that point, I was a nobody anymore.
I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to talk about the movie in a little bit. Who were the best and worst members of the creative team to deal with? As far as like maybe when it came to pitching ideas and trying to get some feedback.
Michael Hayes was a straight shooter. If your idea sucked, he'd tell you it sucked and tell you why. And tell you why it wouldn't work. I annoyed the shit out of them, I think.
Right.
Because I would always, every week I'd have something. And then I think Hayes finally brought up, if you keep coming to us every week with something, it seems like you don't care about that idea. Which is it's a great point. It's a really good point. But he was good to deal with. Like I said, he was a straight shooter. He was easy to deal with. I didn't have any problem with any of the writers, BSing me. But it seemed at times, if it's not their idea, they don't care about it.
Was there ever any segment that you actually turned down? Any ideas that you actually said, I'm not doing that?
Tried to turn down the cow. And then I got talked into it. And then the New Year's baby I knew was just a rib on me because I was gaining a lot of weight at that point. And they just want to it's a rib, put me in a diaper,
Right.
I get it. But it's stuff like that where it's, you can say, no, you're not going to, I don't want to do that. But then an hour later, you find yourself in a diaper shooting it.
Would you say that segment might be the only thing that you might regret doing, or anything else that you regret doing?
I don't regret doing any of it. I don't regret any segment I've ever done.
Thoughts on the NXT, the brand itself, and do you think... What's that?
The current NXT?
Yeah, the current NXT. And do you think that the brand puts more pressure on the main roster talents?
It did for a while. When you had Sammy and Neville and those guys on there before they got called up, I really was starting to put pressure on the main roster. With the first few specials. Now it's such a separate entity. Now it's such a separate entity. It's NXT, and then here's the roster. I think it's good as long as they keep it wrestling. I don't think No Way Jose is the answer.
Kevin Dunn and Vince, I've heard different stories that they kind of, they don't really like NXT.
I don't think Vince ever goes.
Well, I think he was down at the California one. Mania 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, Mania.
Right. What do you hear about all that kind of stuff as far as Kevin and Vince kind of
I wasn't on the road,
right?
So I didn't hear anything. I don't know. I don't see. If they hated it too much, it wouldn't happen. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean?
As far as Hunter and Vince's relationship, have you heard anything about? I guess feelings being no.
Father son-in-law business relationship. You gotta take it for what it is. You can't. I mean, I don't know if I'd like that working in that. You know, it'd be odd to me, because I mean, when work is done, I have to go home to him. At Christmas, I have to go to his house.
Right.
Thanksgiving, I have to go to his house. He's gonna be part of my life for the rest of my life. Like, it'd be very, very odd.
John Cena. Let's talk about John. You're very close with John.
Mm-hmm.
Any good stories that stand out with John Cena and his power in the locker room?
Many. I have a lot of good stories about him. He was the first one to call when my son was born. He saved my job a few times without getting into it too much. When I was going to make some dumb decisions because of home life. But he's always been good to me. Always been great to me. You hear he's holding this guy back. He's just burying this guy. I think he sees the business. He's such a businessman now that he sees what's good for the business and what will work.
Is he one of the boys?
Yeah. He's one of the boys, but...
Or is he Office?
No, I would never say he's Office.
Okay.
Ever. No, I would never say he's Office. I think he takes himself away from being away from the boys at times when stuff gets too crazy, because he has that public image. Look at The Rock. Look at Austin. Look at Hogan back in the 80s. Partier, you always knew there was a party. Back then it's all partying. You don't hear that about Cena now. You see him on the Today Show. You see him on Jimmy Kimmel. You don't hear about, them getting pulled over drunk, from city to city.
Right.
Makes sense. Makes the brand better.
Did you get to work with John at all?
Mm-hmm. Royal Rumble 2011. We're in the meeting for the Rumble, and they go, Swoggle, it's going to be you and John in the ring, and then you're going to do some haha with Tyson Kidd and Heath Slater are coming out next too. After the meeting, John goes, hey, this is your moment. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll be there for you. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I'm not planning our stuff. You plan it. I go, what? He goes, Dylan, I'm telling you, here's the chance to take the spotlight. Take it and run with it. Just tell me what I need to do and tell me where I need to be. Awesome. He literally gave it to me.
What did you come up with?
The AA to Tyson, which was awesome. And I didn't work. I bet you I didn't work in the ring for 2 years up to that point. I was staying with Hawkins at the time. Legendary Brian Myers, Dylan Postl story. I do the match. I do an AA to Tyson. I do a 5-knuckle shuffle to Heath. That's pretty much it. 2 main spots, and then I get eliminated by Sheamus. The next day, Monday, we have off because we were on Smackdown. So the next day we have off. I didn't move from Hawkins' basement couch. I made him bring me eggs, bring me breakfast, bring me dinner. I didn't go to the gym. He goes, you're so blown up still a day later. So it's one of those legendary Hawkins stories that he has of me. But yeah, it was fun. He gave me the opportunity, which he didn't need to do.
All right, how did the Leprechaun movie come about? Let's talk about that first.
They pitched it to me in 2011. A good 2 years before we filmed it, they pitched it. And I was like, are we doing this? I would go, we're doing it in 2 months. We're doing it next season, end of summer. We're doing it next season. When are we doing this? Come on.
Now, did you have any acting background at all?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
So did you pretty much get the job right off the bat, or did they have to cast you?
Who are they going to
right?
Roll as the Leprechaun?
Right.
Their resident one. Which, when you see the film, it's like they put so much, prosthetics on me. You don't even see it's me. So it's like it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Literally anyone. It's fun though. It was really, really fun. How
long did you film for?
So the normal movie, the quickest a movie can be filmed for a normal budget film is 45 days. That's quick. Ours was 15 days.
Oh wow!
In Vancouver, in the summer, in 40 pounds of prosthetics.
So
at my heaviest weight I've ever been.
As far as learning the lines, easy for you to memorize?
I don't
everything?
have any lines.
What's that?
I had no
lines.
lines.
So you didn't have to, I didn't say the movie, sorry.
No, I had no lines.
Wow. Were you a fan of the franchise?
Mm-mm. Still to this day, I've never seen one.
You said last time we were talking about you don't like horror movies anyway. So.
Hate horror movies.
Yeah.
I don't like being scared.
Any specific memories of shooting on the film?
Just the makeup chair. You know.
How long did you have to sit
Hour and a half to get into it. Hour to get out. Break for lunch. Hour and a half to get in. Hour out. And for 3 weeks, it was crazy. And then then if we did close face shots, they'd have to do the makeup literally on my eyelid, and that sucked. The glue on my eyelid, which was the worst.
How different were you treated on a film set compared to a WWE TV taping?
So I still laugh about it, especially with Muppets, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yep.
But I know. What do you need? Do you need anything? No, I'm good. No, I'm good. 3 days in, both of them. Can I just get a Red Bull? You think? Every day, I had about 6 Red Bulls in my trailer, just waiting. Jesus, I don't need this. It's awesome, but thanks. So at the end of the shoot, I just brought them all home. I had a shitload of Red Bulls at home in my bar.
Right. One of the biggest complaints about the film was that the Leprechaun wasn't really in the film a lot. Do you feel the same?
Yep. That was all WWE Studios.
Why do you think that WWE didn't really push the film enough?
No idea. Again, like I brought up before, I was never used on the show because of the movie. I was never mentioned on the show because of the movie. Why? It's a WWE Studios film. Never made any sense to me. It really I never wanted to quit ever until that day. I saw the trailer.
Did you get any answers when you asked people?
No. I'm sorry. We're sorry. Went to talent relations, and I said, as soon as I went in there, talked to the talent relations guy, and it couldn't have been more perfect timing. The trailer plays right when I walk in. I said, hey, watch this. Okay? As soon as it ended, he goes, uh-oh. I go, what's uh-oh? He goes, I'd be mad too. I go, why would I be mad? Well, I mean, they don't know it's you at all. I said, exactly. They don't know it's me. They don't know it's Hornswoggle. They know nothing. No mention of it in the trailer. None. I said, I'm done. He goes, what? I said, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm over it. I haven't been used on TV for over a year. I'm done with this place. And he calmed me down and just think it out. And I stayed with it, obviously.
Right.
Just pissed. So pissed.
Who'd you talk to? Anybody specifically, or?
Mark Cardona.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You also appeared in the Muppets. How did that come about?
They did Raw. They guest hosted Raw in December of something. I should know that. Should know it by now. And I'm a fanatic. I've always been a Muppet fanatic all my life. So I was like, they announced it I found out kayfably 2 weeks before they were coming. Hey, they're coming to Raw. So I was like, and then they announced it in a press release 10 days before. So I was like, I called my tattoo guy. I said, hey, what's the chance we could do 10 tattoos in 10 days? He goes, I could try. Because it's going to suck.
Right.
We did it. So we did 10 in 10 days. Literally just busted them out. And every time I would tweet the Muppets. I'd tweet them a picture of the tattoo. Every time we had a guest host, a talent would give them kind of the tour of everything. The setup stage and the backstage and ring and all that stuff. They would give them the whole tour of the setup. Tell them how things work. I got to bring the Muppet people around. It sounds so cheesy. I go to the green room and all of the Muppets are laying down. I was like, oh, I don't like this. It was like walking into a
cemetery for Muppets.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't like it at all.
Right.
And Kofi, I remember saying that to Kofi, and Kofi goes, Dylan, what did you expect? Did you want Miss Piggy dancing with Kermit or something? He goes, what the hell did you think was going to be happening? Right. I said, I just didn't like it, Kofi. I'm sorry. I said, it's not. It's like one of your nerd things you find out is fake. But the cool thing was they were as excited to meet me as I was with them because they wanted to see all their characters as tattoos. So they knew right of me. As soon as I walked in the green room there, you're the one with all the tattoos, aren't you? Hornswoggle. I go, yeah, it's me. And cool thing was that day, my son loves the Muppets already too. His favorite is Animal, and so he had a really bad ear infection. My son did. And so I went after they were all done shooting the stuff. I went up to the performer, Eric Jacobson. I said, hey, can I ask you a favor? He goes, anything. It's for you, anything. Could you FaceTime my son? He goes, like me? I said, well, he goes, oh, Animal? Yeah, of course. He goes, but I don't want you in the call. I go, oh, it's fine. I thought it was something against me. He goes, I want it to be like Animal called your son. So I texted his mom, my son's mom. I said, hey, make sure he's by the phone. I can see the phone kind of the side, and I call, and he thinks it's me. He goes, and he's still crying, Dad, I don't. And it's Animal. And he goes from crying to, oh, Animal. And they, like a 5-minute conversation between my son and the Animal. Hang up. I call him like 2 minutes later. Dad, you'll never guess who called me.
Right.
I said, I won Father of the Year. I called my dad. I told him what happened. I said, Dad, you had a lot of these moments, I'm sure. I had Father of the Year moment right there. He goes, you did good, kid. I'm proud of you. So eventually, then they do Tribute to the Troops as well. And then I overhear, being the fanatic I am, I'm on the Muppet dirt sheets. Yes, there's Muppet dirt sheets, sadly. I find out they're going to film. So I talk to our PR people. They talk to the Muppet people. Hey, would you mind having him in? They go, we would actually love it to have him in the movie. And it was what I thought it was going to be, like 2 or 3 scenes. Ended up being half the movie. So it was awesome filming for a month and a half in London, picking their brains and just being around everything was great.
Was it true that you were supposed to be in the very first Muppet comeback movie in 2011? No. Okay.
I went to the premiere of it. I flew myself to the premiere.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So again, the PR.
Who's your favorite character?
Animal.
Yeah,
so the premiere of that, like again, it was right before they guest hosted Raw, and then right before the premiere. So I said, hey, can I go to this? And so they set it up with them. And so I'm at the premiere, and Travel calls me as I'm in LA. I'm literally on the way to premiere. Hey, are you able to fly out tomorrow for a house show? I go, I'm in LA right now at a Muppets premiere. Oh, we had no idea of this. Okay. I said, I'm not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Totally fine. Good.
You got to work a little bit with Tina Fey, Danny Trejo, and Ray Liotta. Were any of those guys WWE fans?
Danny Trejo talked about it a lot, and then Ray Liotta would a lot with me, and then Jermaine Clement, he was in it too. All people that like they would ask me about it all the time, like about stuff, how stuff works. And then the first day, they don't know me from Adam.
Right.
I don't expect them to. Well, do you act a lot? I said, no, I wrestle. I said, what do you mean? Well, for WWE. That's awesome. That night, they all come, them 3 and Tina Fey, like all come to me the next day. I watched this video, and you did this and this. It was awesome. And they were picking my brain the whole time. I was like, you have these A and B list actors picking my brain about WWE. It's pretty cool. It was awesome. Got tickets for Trejo one night for a show. Him and his manager. They came out and hung out for a show.
Right.
It was awesome.
When it comes to doing everything in the business, where do you rank that, the Muppet stuff?
I rank that everything in my life. It's like my son being born and then that.
Wow.
Only because I have to rank my son being born first. But it's the coolest thing I've ever done.
Talk about the circumstances of your WWE wellness suspension.
Suspension with an asterisk next to it?
Yeah.
Or, sorry, violation with an asterisk next to it. I couldn't piss. Very simple. We go in. We have to be. It's a viewed testing. It's a viewed test. They have to watch you produce a sample.
Right.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. That's it. I was violating the wellness policy, which it was. It is violating it because you're not producing a sample.
Why can't they send one of the boys in the locker room, not in the locker room, in a stall? They get you naked or whatever. I don't know how they do it.
Yep.
They get you naked, give you the cup. They know you got nothing on you. Go do it now with nobody watching you. Would that work?
You can hide something underneath.
Gotcha.
You can use a fake. There's ways around it.
Okay.
But it's like the wellness policy is the most strict policy, drug testing policy in all sports and entertainment. sports use our wellness policy as theirs now. Because it's crazy. It's crazy how strict it is and how much it fines. I was very pissed off how they handled it. Really pissed. I told them I was going to make a statement because they were going to say I was a violation of wellness. It was a failure in a violation, but they weren't going to say what happened, which I argued back and forth with.
Were you a random tested, or did they think that you're okay?
No, random.
Okay.
You can see by my body I'm not anything.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it's I've never done a drug in my life, and it's pissed me off because you're gonna make it look like I'm a drug user when I have a career and a son at home. It's and then they told me I couldn't make a statement, which really pissed me off.
Did you want to quit?
At that point, I didn't care.
How long did they sit you out for?
30 days.
30 days, okay. Before your suspension, how did you feel about the policy in general?
I knew it was strict. I knew it made sense. But, you can't even say they really sat me out because I was at home at that point for about a year anyways.
Was there anything for you to argue about the suspension, or
yeah,
you just get more heat?
I argued until I was blue in the face. Not because I failed, but telling people I failed.
Right.
Explain it. Just say he failed to produce a sample. And in accordance with the wellness policy, he has a violation.
Were you just shy? Pee shy?
Pee shy.
Yeah. I got you.
I never had a problem before that. I got tested a lot, like as much as everyone else.
Do you think guys were cheating to beat it?
No. You can't, like I said, you can't anymore.
What were the reactions from the boys when you were suspended?
Blown away. I heard like later, like nowadays, I heard like the rumor was coke. Like, come on.
Right.
But it was one of those things where I just didn't. My close friends knew what happened. That's all I cared about. All I care about is my buddies. And then they knew the truth. And if people asked them, they would even go to bat for me and say, it's not what happened.
Do you feel the company stopped using you because of your suspension?
I would ask if that was why.
And that's what they said?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that has nothing to do with it, Dylan. Nothing to do with it. Okay. But again, and it might not have, because 6 months before that I was off the road anyways.
While you were off TV, were you pitching ideas to creative, or were you just waiting? I
gave up.
You just gave up?
Gave up after a while. You can only waste so much air before you don't have any left.
Did you were you nervous that you were going to get the call, that you were going to get released?
I knew it was coming at some point.
Okay.
I didn't think it was going to, though, because I thought they're not going to fire a midget. It's going to look terrible on their part. But yeah.
Where were you when you got the call? Was it Mark?
I was at home. Yeah, Cardona called me.
Okay.
So Josh Binder, actually, God, it's been through so much with him. He texted me at 6:45 in the morning on his way to work. He goes, rumor has it there's a lot of cuts coming today. If you're on that list, which we all think you might be, and even you do, just want to say how proud of you I am. How proud of you everyone back home is, your family, your friends, and especially your son. He goes, we're proud of you and we love you. There's another stage after this. Don't worry about it. And I didn't even respond. That was 6:45. Get my son on the bus, and then I get a call at like 9:15. I see it's on unlisted number, and I go, no, it actually was Chrono. And so I literally looked at it. Here we go. Answer it, and as soon as I answer, I put it on speaker, and I text Hawkins. I go, I think it's happening. I said I was released.
How's he present it to you? Does he babyface you at first, or does he get right to the point?
Me and Mark were good friends for the longest time. He was more office than lately.
Right.
So like the last few years, we haven't been as close. But when he was Johnny's assistant, we were pretty close. So he goes, I'm going to shoot straight with you. You probably know what this call is. You're not the only one. He goes, I don't want you to think it's about the drug test thing. It has nothing to do with that. He goes, it's just time that we part ways.
Doors open to come back in the future, maybe, or you think it's closed?
I think so.
You think it's closed?
No, I think it's open.
Okay.
Whether or not they have anything for me then, who knows? Having a role for a midget is kind of tough to come by. You look at a guy like Hawkins. or these other guys that get released, it's a little easier for them to get back in because they can always use talent. Find a role for me is a little harder.
Right.
But you never know. You never know.
Damien Sandow told Rolling Stone when he was released, he was kind of relieved. Did you feel the same way?
No. I was getting paid for 1.5 years to sit at home with a kid. Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
For almost 10 years, I put up with the sometimes petty high school crap, the highs and lows. So the high highs of Mania and WLC, and the low lows of dressing as a cow and failing the wellness policy. I saw it all. But you can't be happy losing your career. You can never be relieved. I don't ever believe that because you're still making good money.
What was the first thing you did when you found out?
Called Brian, and him and I have been best friends, as pretty much everyone knows by now. I think I prostitute his name out more than anybody.
Right.
But him and Kofi, called him. I was crying at the time. First person I called was my dad, and the first person I called was him, and it was hard. That was a hard one because he was hurt by it. Not hurt, but he was like, I think he was upset because he couldn't do anything about it. And the second person I called was Hawkins, and I was still crying. He goes, that's when I knew how much our friendship meant to both of us. He goes, Dylan, look how happy I am. He goes, you can do this. He goes, you're gonna make a killing. He already, and then in an hour, he had me some like 10 to 12 dates. In an hour.
Yep.
And it was crazy. And he goes, Dylan, suck it up. Hit the ground running. He goes, because if you sit home and cry about it, and you don't get your name out there, you're only blowing you're only blowing the opportunities for yourself. He goes, now you need to think, you got to work that hustle. It's going to be a hustle now. It's not just going to come to you all the time. He goes, but you need to realize that now the hustle means providing for your son. It was one of those, again, like I said, it was one of those moments where it really meant a lot to me for him to say that. And we're having fun, him and I.
Well, I'm going to talk about the life after WWE right now. Yeah. But I want to throw some names at you, and you just give me your thoughts on them. You don't have to go into any stories. Umaga,
best big man of recent memory. He was an incredible talent. I was a huge fan of his. Great dude. He's one of those that I was sad when he passed.
Matt Striker.
Weirdo.
I agree.
Just a weirdo. I love him, but he's a weirdo.
Mick Foley.
Nicest guy in the business.
William Regal.
Very smart. Very passionate about his craft.
Miz. No comment.
What I mean by that is, I love Miz.
Right.
But he's always Miz mode. We would yell at him, you're always Miz mode.
John Morrison.
Incredible athlete.
Zack Ryder.
Legs chopped out from under him too many times. He's the single reason that WWE has a YouTube channel. The single reason. Single reason we see how important YouTube is. I feel bad for him at times. Especially then he does an interview about having cancer as a kid and beating it, and then nothing comes of that.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Matt Hardy.
I always got along with Matt. Really nice guy. Spacey, you could say at times, I think. But great guy.
Beth Phoenix.
Awesome. One of the nicest women of all time.
Santino.
I called him the man of 1,000 stories. I could say beach ball, and he had about 84 stories about that. I could say lamp, and he had something about, usually it involved a fight, or the cops, or wrestling, all the time.
Tyson and Natalya.
Wrestling's it couple. The two of them have so much passion for this business. Like Zach, so underutilized.
Without a doubt.
You see how over Tyson was getting when he was that run with Cesaro. It's one of those. Again, him and I stood up in Brian's wedding, just to see after the next stuff.
You think he'll be back, or you think he's?
You never know.
Yeah. Tommy Dreamer?
My dad, the craziest man in the world. Nunzio and then Dreamer.
Yes,
but it's he's awesome. I love that man. I would do a lot for him, man. He's really is a good guy.
Carlito.
Good guy. Towards the end, he got very bitter. For right reason. I mean, having to put me over 3-4 weeks in a row when he was like just a U.S. champion and an IC champion and all that. And
did he have a problem with it?
I think he was always like, what the fuck am I doing? I've fallen this far, kind of thing.
Mark Henry?
He knew what he was good at. I know what he was good at. If he like Boogie almost, if he stayed to that, he was great. His stuff with Show that year was Big Show when they had some really, really good matches. When they broke the ring and stuff, that whole feud, really good matches with Show.
Brodus Clay?
Brodus. If you're buddies with him, you're buddies with him. At times, I love the guy, but I think I'll even admit he can take himself too seriously at times.
Rob Van Dam?
I never got a lot of interaction with Rob. No, I never. When growing up, I was a fan. Like, he was like the ECW guy I was the most a fan of. I never liked ECW, but he was the one I was always a fan of.
Big Show?
Happy when being used correctly.
It's one of those guys that's just miserable if he's not.
He knows that he has a role in the company.
Yeah.
Like, or he probably should. Especially now, he's the only giant.
Goldust.
Odd, but funny. He was another guy that just popped the boys randomly with things. Him and Truth, it just popped the boys. Some of the stuff they'd said just popped the boys.
What about his brother Cody?
Brother Cody, I like Cody. I do. And now with this venture, I hope it's what he wants.
What are your thoughts on Cody asking to leave the company?
I think it's dumb. No matter how mad you are, take that check. Take that check.
Randy Orton.
Family man. Which is very weird to say, because all the stuff you hear. Since he's had his daughter, he's
matured a lot.
We would be on a tour, and sometimes he'd start getting a little pissed off, and John would go, "All right, we don't need old Randy back. This is new Randy now." And we'd all pop for it, and he'd go, "Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be old new Randy."
It's short temper, right?
Things set him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, see some of those old videos, like him slapping the interviewers and that. It's hard to even think about that. Like if that happened now.
Ric Flair.
He called me the Wild Man, which is very odd for Ric Flair to call me the Wild Man.
Right.
He's Flair. Like Miz is Miz 24/7. He's Flair 24/7.
Batista.
I got my backpack stolen at a random house show. I called it my backpack of entertainment. Had a laptop, had a DVD player, had a PSP, a lot of stuff. I got stolen at a venue while I was in the ring. Got stolen. The next day, sitting on the locker room table was a note that said to Dylan. In that was a backpack, new PSP, new DVD player, DVDs, games, everything.
Wow. I
didn't know who it was from. Dave went around the locker room and took collections for it for me. I was a year in. He did that, and I think he put in like $500 himself.
Kane.
Awesome. Just like a nice guy. He's been here so long. And he's always. It's one of those things where you don't realize it until you really think about how long he's been here.
Elijah Burke.
Daddy, nah, daddy. Another guy that I think towards the end of it had a little bit of a head on him. Odd Duck.
MVP.
I loved his gimmick. Loved it. I think the company could have and could still make a good amount of money on MVP.
Just a couple more names. Brad Maddox.
Didn't have really much with him.
Okay. Bobby Lashley.
Didn't have much with him, but always was a very soft-spoken, nice guy.
And Bob Holly.
It's great with me. My first WrestleMania, I got a little intoxicated at a TGI Fridays, and he was there, and I was like, he took care of me. He literally brought me to my room, and I was my first Mania. He could have ribbed the hell out of me. He was great with me. Always good with me.
Recently, you just did a spot on a show, a Tournament of Survival match with Zandig. Thoughts on doing the spot with John?
I was excited. I think going into it, they thought I was going to do something insane.
Because you're a big fan of death
Love death matches. Death matches. It's like PWG and death matches. That's what I love.
Right.
And
you watch Big Japan and all that stuff too? Or?
No.
Oh, wow.
I never got it. I never.
Just CZW?
Yeah, CZW stuff.
Have you been to CZW shows before?
Not yet.
Okay. You'll be there soon.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to book. So Hawkins had that barbed wire match with Kevin Matthews, I think.
Yeah.
And my goal is to talk him into doing one death match, him versus I, and then be done. We're both no more of that crap. We can do one and be done.
Right.
But it was fine. They wanted me to, like I said, they wanted me to do something crazy, and I was like, no, I got too much stuff coming up. Sorry.
Do you find that your love for the business is enriched by being back on the indies?
It's always been there. Running my indie company back home and my school back home for 3 years. It's always been there, and that's why I did it. That's why I opened the company, and especially why I opened the school. It made me love wrestling again.
Talk about your company. What is it called?
ACW Wisconsin. Okay. Facebook.com/ACW Wisconsin right here. Plugging the whole show. But no, it's coming up on 3 years in December, and it was supposed to be like hey, I was bored. I said, Weimer, let's do a show. Him and Bender, I said, let's do a show. Okay. Who are local guys? It's all local guys. Okay. So we put a show together. Did 275 people the first show. With no names.
Right.
Great. All right, let's do another one. Now we just finished show 13, and we're drawing, at our venue, we're drawing no less than 320 every show. Last one was about 320, 350. So it's crazy. And then we opened the school a year ago. And that's just because, again, out of boredom, out of being home. Just wanting to work out in the ring.
A lot of students?
We started our first class. We just finished our first class. They're still kind of finishing up. But started with 12 and got down to 5 real fast.
You weeded them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one started at 6. We lost our first one in 2 weeks. So.
What are your goals now that you're free and clear to work anywhere?
I have like bucket list stuff. I want to do another movie. I want to do PWG. I want to do a death match, but a fun one, something I trust.
Right.
Just like I want to go to Japan for the first time. That would be awesome. Finally get my Ribera jacket, only literally for that.
Right.
And I want to go to South Africa too. That would be awesome.
Well, if you go to South Africa, let me know.
And Grado. I want to work Grado. I don't know why. Him and Kikutaro are like 1 and 2 for me. I want to work Grado and I want to work Kikutaro. Kikutaro's moving to the States, which is awesome.
Right.
And Grado does a lot of stuff over here, so I'm trying to talk Pat Buck into doing it. He's a good buddy of mine now. So I'm going to say, hey, it's entertainment right there, me and Grado.
Oh, yeah. You wrestled Brian Myers a million times in WWE. What's it like teaming with him now?
So it was never supposed to happen at AIW. They were like, hey, Brian's out of the tournament. We need something for Swoggle. Everything that got moved because cancellations and stuff. So Friday night at the bar, they're like, I think we're going to team you guys. We have 2 matches instead of 1. One against these students and one against Nunzio and Big Mo. We go, this is going to be fucking awesome. Because then we were booked for 5 boroughs to team up too, which was supposed to be 2 days. And that show canceled. But I got us on a couple teaming up, and he got us on a couple, I think, teaming up. You're tagging with your best friend. It's easy. I laughed because last week I had a signing and a Zandig show, and on the way back I had the driver drive me an extra 30 minutes to hang out at Cap at his school. I say to my girlfriend back home, and he said, his wife, I apologize. I said, guys, we're back to being married. We were married in WWE, and we're married now. And I always apologize to Kofi's wife too, because me and Kofi were married. That's my other husband, I always say.
Do you think there's any chances of you winding up in TNA?
No.
Okay. Any chance of you revisiting the feud with Torito in Mexico?
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love that. Like, that would be awesome. I would love to do even a couple big indie shows, like for Pat Buck or stuff like that. Do a couple shows and then do LC2. Like, I think him and I could have some fun again.
Without a doubt.
And just work.
And do your own thing without any handcuffs.
But we still do some little haha, I think, because it would work. But if we did that in Mexico, that'd be awesome.
When you were running your shows in Wisconsin, did WWE ever give you any problems over running and promoting the shows?
I don't think they knew about it.
Okay.
And I was ready, if they did, to show them a poster, to show them a video of the show.
You're not
never appeared.
Gotcha.
I was at the door as Dylan Postl. I never took a photo at the shows. Nothing.
Was there any issues with working with Jeff Jarrett and letting him use your ring?
Yeah. Our school was going on, and Sanjay Dutt called me. Hey, we heard you run shows in a company in school. Do you have a ring we could rent out for the night? Yeah, perfect. Drive the ring. I'm literally helping set up the ring. And a picture gets out of me at the ring at a Global Force show. What are you doing? Call me the next morning. What are you doing there? Rented him my ring. Well, you realize how this looks? So it looks like I'm standing by the ring helping set it up. That's how it looks, because that's what it is. Well, I mean, you realize how this could be taken? I said, yeah, it could be taken as me setting up a ring that I rented, that I own, for a show. Just saying, this could be taken badly. Then take it badly.
That was the end of it?
That was the end of it.
What is the best and worst part of being back on the indies?
Best is literally being able to make your own schedule. If I want to be home for a softball game like Sid Vicious, I can do that. If I want to be on the road 20 days a month, I can do that. That's like the best part. The worst part is having to do that hustle. I didn't do it. On the indies, I never did that. I had a handful of bookings, a couple times a month on the weekends, aside from Target. That's all I did. I never had a hustle. Now it's a hustle, but every time I keep in the back of my mind, you're doing this to provide for your family. And that's what I got to do.
Was there anyone in WWE that you really wanted to work with, but you never had a chance to do so?
No. No, not really, no. Especially after I worked with Torito, I was great.
Who are your favorite road partners in WWE?
Kofi and Hawkins.
Okay.
We call it the 2.5 men, which Hawkins and I are now stealing and making our team the 1.5 men. We were inseparable, especially Kofi and I. Like, we call ourselves Team Dad, and I'm Cole. I'm his son and my son are best friends since they've been born, only through FaceTime. They've never met.
Kofi and your
son?
Okay.
Kofi's son and my son are best friends only through FaceTime because they've never met, but they FaceTime every few months. They love it, and he just had another son, so it's great.
How is he right now as far as like his mind frame, because he's one of the top acts in the company?
He is I can't say he is the top act, but he's the best thing going.
Without a doubt.
The best thing going is New Day right now. It's funny, it's hip, it's them. It's them being them. Finally. Like, couldn't be happier for him. But he's the same guy. Mick Foley's not the nicest guy. Kofi is. And then Mick second. Kofi is, you'll never hear a bad word about him. Ever. Ever. And I rode John for a while. He was great with me. It was fun. We had fun.
Greatest rib story?
Fit ribbed me in France. I would juggle overseas, kick and juggle, and with tennis balls, and I would throw them at the guys. Bang, bang, bang. But I also used the tennis balls for Tommy ball. So I go up to Fit. I said, "Hey, I need some more tennis balls for the stuff."
For the fans that don't know what Tommy ball is, maybe you want to tell them, or maybe you don't want to tell them.
It'll come out eventually.
Okay.
I'm not the one to tell.
Okay.
But it involved a tennis ball.
Yes. That sounds so bad already.
Yeah, exactly. So I needed tennis balls. I said, "Hey, Fit, I need some more tennis balls." He goes, for the show or for Tommy Ball? I go, I literally go to him, "Oh, for the show." He knew I was lying.
Right.
Because he knew I had them. Because after the thing, if they bounced, I would have whoever, one of the security guards, they would grab them and bring them back. He knew I was fine, but we didn't have enough for Tommy Ball and the show. So he goes to the production office. He says, he and the production office comes to me. "We got you these, but we could only get like French Open tennis balls. They're $400. I go, $400? They go, yeah, that's all they had because the French Open is going on right now. And they said my face just dropped. It looked like a sad puppy. Like you just kicked my dog in front of me. But I had to pay him for him, so here you go. Do the spot. Juggling. Throw one. And now I'm trying to grab him. As I'm trying to grab him, Fitz kicking him into the fans. There's 200. There's 150. There's one. And he looks at me and he's smiling and shaking. I said, "Why did you do that? I needed them for tomorrow." He goes, "We'll get some more tomorrow." Because I'm thinking he doesn't know that they were $400.
Right.
Gets to the back. He goes, "Why were you trying for him so much?" I just wanted him so we didn't have to keep grabbing him, Fit. He goes, "Really?" "Yeah." "Okay, all right." I'm changing. And he comes up to me. Gives me the money.
Wow.
He goes, "You don't got to lie to me." He goes, "Just tell me they're for Tommy Ball." He goes, "You're an idiot paying $400 for tennis balls." So it was like the joke of the tour, $400 tennis balls.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Best city to wrestle in?
Chicago, even though I hate it. I hate because it's the Green Bay rival.
Right.
It's the most raucous crowd in the world.
Did you ever any bad fan experiences?
Yeah, we were in France actually. It was me versus Chavo on the anniversary of Eddie's death. Oh shit! And they booed me out of the building. Chavo came out and they roared for him. And immediately when they did that, I was like, "Shit! Oh, it's the memorial of Eddie's death, like the anniversary, like the year, or a few years, obviously." And he's doing the Eddie thing, and now they're chanting, and my music plays. Boo! And I go, "This has never happened." We do the match, everything I hit on him. Boo, boo. He goes, "Can we call an audible?" I said, "Yes, please." So we ended up having him go over in the match, and so I was like, "Thank God."
Hornswoggle in the WWE Hall of Fame. Who inducts you?
Gotta be Brian.
Brian?
It's gotta be. He'll be my best man. One of my best men.
Thoughts on the company going back to the brand split? Think it's gonna work?
Yeah, Brian. I always said the draft is the most interesting time of the year.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. Like the Rumble, and it's always a fun time. I think it'll work.
Would you ever want to write a book about your time in the business?
Currently I am.
What's the title?
Life's short and so am I.
I like that.
So, yeah, I have a ghostwriter right now doing it, and we're gonna have some fun with it.
We've heard you're a big wrestling toy collector. What's your favorite item?
Not even wrestling. Probably my Muppets script.
Muppets.
I got my Muppets script. The first page of it's signed by everyone. It's awesome. I always say, "Landon, if there's a house fire, gotta fend for yourself," because I need to get that out of here first.
Does it have the original from Jim signed?
No, this is from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the movie script that I had all the director and all the cameos in it and a bunch of the Muppet performers.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you as a person?
I'm a bully. I mean, it's not really a misconception, but like NXT guys would come up, I heard you're a bit of a bully. I said, "No, I just like messing with people. Like, makes the locker room fun." Kali and I would go at it. Oh, we would go at it. He would get so pissed. I would rile him up. And I would say, "You can't catch me. I'm faster than you." And then someone would say, "Yeah, but you realize when he does, you're screwed."
Right.
And Yeah, I guess I am a bully, so it's not really a misconception, but it's more of like a ribber, giving people shit just to have fun.
Anybody ever take liberties with you in the ring at all?
That goddamn John Heater kicked me in the... No, but no. Right. No. No. Because I think, especially in the beginning, they knew they'd have to deal with Fit. And no one wanted to do that. I think that's why I wasn't, like, bullied at all in the locker room.
Right.
I wasn't, like, treated like you hear stuff about, guys back then getting really hazed and that. I never was. I think having Fit by my side helped me.
Did you get recognized a lot on the road?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to go in a crowd when you're a midget.
Right.
Bleach blonde-haired midget.
How'd you deal with it?
I didn't like it at first because I was just wanted to kind of, again, the ego thing got to me. But then I would always bring my dad to Mania. And from the first Mania that he went to, there was always a mob outside the hotel, and he goes, "You're gonna sign for them." I go, "No, I'm not." He goes, "Yes, you are, because I'm telling you, and I'm your dad, so I can tell you this."
How old's your dad, by the way?
60.
Okay.
He just turned 60. So he goes, "You're gonna sign for them. Pick a night. You're gonna do it." And I would always, tomorrow. Tonight's the last night. You go ahead right now. Take 20 minutes. I would get in. First time I got back in, I go, "Why did you make me do that?" He goes, "Because there's gonna be one day where you are begging people to recognize you." All right, got that dad advice. It makes perfect sense in reality. It takes 20 minutes, and you're pleasing all those people, and it's nothing. Airport fans are another thing, which that's probably the biggest misconception.
Right.
Is that I'm somehow known as the most non-signer.
You and the Usos.
Yeah, which that blows my mind too, because the Usos are such nice dudes.
Right.
Which I mean, I could see like a guy like Punk or that kind of thing.
Well,
but,
yeah, he's got the number one rep. So.
Yeah, but like me right up there, I mean, it is what it is. Blows my mind though.
Do you have any final thoughts to your fans? Do you want to say anything to your fans out there that are watching this? Keep
supporting ProWrestlingTees.com/Swoggle.
Right.
No, this is gonna be fun. It's easy to get down on yourself after you're released, but if you realize there's life after WWE, no matter what, there's life after WWE. Whether it be wrestling, whether it be just being dad, whether it be going back to being a normal dude from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, there's always life. Your life doesn't end when your career ends. That's kind of the thing that's like, all right, makes me realize, all right, it's not so bad. It's gonna be fun now. Just waiting to cross some things off the bucket list, one by one.
Well, we got this done. Finally.
It's done. Finally.
We always talked about it. We said one day you're going to be sitting on the set of the RFA.
On the casting couch.
Exactly. So thank you for being here today. It was a great honor and privilege. And I wish you the best of luck in the future. And
thank you.
We'll see you back in a couple of days for another DVD we're going to be filming. And we'll talk about that on that DVD. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.